saying Dante was not able to join us today, but we do have Christian, Brandon, and Rodney. So unless any of you have an opening statement, we're going to open it pretty quickly.
Let's do it.
How's the team coming together in this early phase of the season?
I mean, given that we all met each other, 4 or 5 months ago, I think, we're able to we've been able to learn each other well. We spent, a decent amount of time off the floor. And, we've been competing, we've been, learning each other, trying to build that chemistry every day since, early June, so.
Christian, what was ultimately your decision to, stay here and be a part of this new team?
I would say seeing that Lutz got hired, I've known Coach Lutz for a while because he recruited me at Purdue as well. Had a pretty good prior relationship, and the guys that he recruited to come here as well. I played against him when he was at Purdue when I was at IU. So, and then he came from Georgia Tech. Watched his highlights and stuff, so it was some good players that he was recruiting, bringing back. So I just feel like it would have been a good fit, good opportunity to play it. So.
Brandon, you were the first guy to sign on with Coach Lutz when he came here. What convinced you to come to Western Kentucky and that this was the right fit for you?
Given that I've already played for him my freshman year, my first 2 years of college, I played for him. He was an assistant at Purdue. And then kind of being able to follow him while he was at Corpus Christi and be able to see the success he had with, coming into a new program and building a team on the fly and being able to, make the tournament 2 years in a row, that on top of the prior relationship, seeing that success as well, gives me all the confidence in the world to come here and play for him.
Christian, with the roster that's coming with 9 new guys, and you were this guy a couple years ago, what's it like having to build that chemistry all over again with a bunch of new guys ahead of this upcoming season?
At first, it's kind of like, dang, I got to start all over. But at the same time, they're all good guys. We all get along really well. So I don't think it's too hard because everybody's good people. We all like each other. Ain't no animosity in the air with nobody. Like, it's all good vibes. So I feel like it's been pretty good.
Christian, sorry again. Every year teams are different. How is this team different from last year's? What stands out to you?
I say our chemistry is clicking a lot faster than last year's team. I feel like it was just, I'd just say that. Chemistry's clicking faster. I feel like we're playing together more faster than the team from last year. But the team last year was good too. We just couldn't figure it out like we wanted to.
Rodney, the big man has been kind of a staple for Western over the past few years or so. For you, how would you describe the game and what you bring to this team?
What I bring to this team is just, physicality and stuff. And Coach Lutz done a good job with giving me confidence and stuff. I feel like previously I really didn't have, initiated into the offense as much. Last year I played like a lot of Princeton and point, and it wasn't my style of play. It's not like I was, being initiated in offense besides passing it to people, doing screen and rolls. But Coach Lutz done a good job just getting me involved in the offense down low. And him giving me that confidence just, pushes me even more to be able to score around the rim and stuff. But just being there for my guys and just scoring, trying to play through contact, rebounding, defending the screens, everything.
What do you guys like to do off the court to build that camaraderie and chemistry? What is something that you all done around the city together that kind of build that chemistry between you all off the court?
I would say just us, we might watch like our favorite TV show together or something, or we'll be over at the house playing the game, just might be joking around on each other, go get food, those type of things. Not a lot to do in Bowling Green, but it's a nice community though.
If we had a tournament of 2K between you guys, who's gonna win?
All of us or just us three?
Three.
Oh, I'll probably win for sure. KL probably lost a few times, so he's not.
That's crazy. No, Rod's good though, so probably Rod.
Rodney, I just wanted to ask you too. Of course, you haven't been here that long, but what do you think this team's going to be good at? What is the strength of this team?
I would say personally shooting the ball. Like these guys, I wasn't able to really join practice. I wasn't able to join practice over the summer. I had graduated from Georgia Tech, but I remember just coming in the gym and I just see these guys like shooting with hands in their face. I'm like, oh snap! And they just over there making it every shot almost. But I feel like shooting the ball, they do that at a pretty high level. I feel like that's gonna be one of our things. Like if I'm getting doubled or something, I can just kick it out to one of these guys, and I know it might go in. They shoot at a high level.
Brandon, last thing to you, what do you see that your role on this team and what you bring to this team?
I think the first thing is experience. I was at my last school for 4 years. I played 3, a red shirt in my first year. I've seen 4 different teams. I've been on good teams. I've been on number 1 teams in the country, NCAA tournament teams. So I know what a good culture, a good basketball program looks like. I know kind of what it takes to get there. It's so hard. Only a select few teams get to go every year. But then also just being the best two-way player I can be. Exerting the same amount of effort on offense as I do on defense, and being consistent in that way. Being available for my guys every night.
Coach Lutz said that the starting 5 is nowhere close to be set. It depends on just game time, playing time. Doesn't know exactly what roles everybody's going to be playing. Do you guys feel that pressure of getting out there and just feeling it since there's no real set 5?
Say it again.
Since there's no real set 5 that's all set up in the starting lineup, you guys feel like pressure just even pushing the football where it isn't set up just yet? Who's going to be out there?
Personally, maybe these guys can speak for themselves after I'm done. Not really. From my opinion, I don't feel that pressure. I'm just, making sure I'm, carrying out his instructions and carrying out, what he wants and what he sees on the floor as best as I can. If I can do that, I'll put myself, in the best position possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't say as much pressure. Coach Lutz is like a very detailed person, and he wants it done exactly how he says it, no other way possible. But I wouldn't say it's pressure. As long as guys do their job, they will have a good chance on playing. So, not much pressure.
Yeah, I would have to agree with these two guys. Super detailed coach, so I feel like he forces everybody to do everything right. So I feel like he's gonna make the right decision on who should play, what the starting 5 is, whatever it is. But I feel like whatever the starting 5 is, the people off the bench are gonna be just as important.
Yeah.
So
Along that same line, how deep is the team?
I think we're pretty deep. We can go probably far into the bench as possible if needed to as well. But I feel like we have a lot of talented players on this roster. 1 through 5, I think everybody's pretty talented.
Christian, you're one of the returnees. You're seeing basically a new roster this year. I was just wondering, how do you think it's going? Are you guys on schedule for where you think you should be? Are you behind? Are you ahead? How's the team coming together in that way?
I think we're coming along pretty well. I think, like Coach Lutz mentioned, I think this weekend will be a good indication on where we're at. I'll probably have a better answer after the scrimmage to see how we play against another team. So, but other than that, I think we're coming along pretty good.
Ryan, you talked a lot about defense or confidence being instilled in you while you're here with Coach Lutz right now. How big is defense going to be for you to get that ball movement going for going out in transition and having that motion offense that you talked about earlier, or that Coach Lutz talked about being big for you?
Yeah, defense is definitely going to be, our biggest concern in a sense. But as long as our guys just communicating and talking, I feel like we'll be fine. The ball's going to move pretty well on offense. It has been moving actually pretty well. Sometimes we might struggle in practice on getting stops. We do a lot of segments of the only way you can score is defense, so you have to get a stop and that's your points. But we do a lot of segments of those, and sometimes it's harder than some days. But that's gonna be our prime focus. We do a lot of defense, so as long as we defend it, I don't see the problem.
Brandon, you and Dante were both selected to the all-conference preseason team, and in this conference, you really haven't shown what you have. You have other places, just not in this conference. What's kind of the emotion of having that recognition already before you have stepped on the court for this team?
I mean, it's good to see. That's my first time, in college being recognized in the preseason. So it's good to see. But like you mentioned, I haven't done anything in this conference yet, and I think this team coming together and being able to win ball games in this conference will be able to prove that, because then I'll be a part of that.
Christian, every time I talk to Coach Les so far, he's always talked about defense. For you, have you ever had a coach who's been so, fixated on making sure that the defense is up to where it needs to be, and how have you all dealt with that?
Personally, I haven't dealt with someone that emphasizes defense as much as he does, but I think it was something to get adjusted to. But I mean, you have to be adjusted fast, or you won't be on the court. So you don't really have a choice. So I mean, I feel like he pushes everybody to their best of their ability. So I feel like we've been pretty good in that aspect.
At one time or another, you guys were all at different schools. I just wonder what your impression was of Conference USA before you got here. Has it changed, this league? Especially you, Christian, you played in it.
I'd say I didn't really have too much expectation because I didn't really know the conference too well. But I think it's a lot harder than what people think, for sure. That's pretty much all I can say about that.
I would say I feel like anybody can win these days. It doesn't matter what conference you're in. Still 5 guys competing against each other, and a lot of guys are older as well too. So a lot of teams did leave, but I feel like that just gives other teams a chance to step up and be able to compete. We still got to go out there and play 5-on-5. We still got to win at the end of the day, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of teams that might shock each other too as well. So.
Piggybacking off that, Christian, playing against the teams that you played against last year, now it's a whole new conference. What was your reaction when you saw that all the teams would be leaving you, playing a bunch of new opponents that you've never seen before?
I'm just ready to play basketball, really. Not really too worried about who we're playing. I feel like if we lock in on what we're supposed to do, I feel like we can go out and beat anybody that we can. So, yeah.
Anything else? Okay. That's good.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks.